Going live. We're live. Welcome to 20 at 10 with Nat. I'm your host, Natalie. My special guest tonight is Erica Michelle, who is an Austinite and a soul singer-songwriter, obviously here in town in Austin. I have actually met her in person, and I believe we met for the first time. She can confirm shortly. I believe we met for the first time at a socially distant show. Yeah, I think that might have been the first time we met. But I knew of her before then through Ray Prim and Aubrey Hayes. They've both been guests on the show. And I believe we were also in the same songwriting group. I was chatting with her earlier, I think maybe 2019, Soul Writers. So there have been a lot of soul writers on the show, and I'm happy to have another one here tonight. So she has a lovely voice. I was trying to describe it earlier on an Instagram live with some folks and was coming up short trying to describe it just because I'm still getting to know her and her voice. But I heard her cover a song by Norah Jones recently, and I was like, that's it. We're close. Like, she has the smooth, like a little bit of a rasp, but there's something more. And I really love listening to her and listening to her sing and how she phrases things. And so I think you're really going to enjoy her tonight. And I don't know her super well, so I'm very excited to get to ask some questions about her and her story and what she loves about what she does. So please put your hands together and give a round of applause for Erica Michelle. Hello! A round of
Hello.
applause. Welcome to 20 at 10. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy to
Good.
be here, staying
I'm
awake.
staying awake. Thank you for staying awake with me. I appreciate it. Well, so did we actually meet for the first time at that little courtyard socially distant show for Joe James?
Yeah.
Is that true? Or did we meet
I
before that?
well, I saw you play. I can't remember the name. It's down on I think East Fifth Street or something. It was like a very secluded, isolated show. It was
Okay.
with Roger, I think. I can't remember, but I remember seeing
At the
you.
Pershing?
Yeah, there you go. That's
Oh,
what it's called.
yeah. Okay,
hmm
okay, okay.
So I've
Cool.
seen you like play, but the first time talking to you, that was at the I guess what do you call that with you and Joe James?
Oh, it was a private show,
Private gig.
a private socially distant show. And I wish like wonderful. Like I wish we could do more. It just was beautiful. So, um anyways, so yeah. I was looking, were you able to find the video on Facebook or is it like not streaming to Facebook?
What video?
We're streaming
Oh,
right now.
yeah, no, I can't find it.
Okay, so I think there might actually be an issue with Facebook, which is really sad. Um, I'm like not panicking, but like looking on there, like it's not, I don't know what's
Yeah, I
happening.
don't see
So,
it. Mm-mm.
well, that's very disappointing. So maybe we're not streaming to Facebook tonight. This is YouTube and Twitch.
Dang.
So I know. So who's with us right now, though? Because we have a few people tuning in. Where are you tuning in from? And would you help us get the word out? Because most people tune in from Facebook, but it looks like there's an issue with StreamYard pushing to Facebook right now. So actually, while we're talking about it, it's just going to be an awkward moment in our video. I'm going to
Awkward moments.
share, I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to share our live link
Okay.
um, to Facebook so people know because it's not like there were multiple people that were like, "Hey, I'm going to watch from." So let's take a moment and like let's help people out really quick. Um
That's right.
the other option is Twitch, which I don't have a huge Twitch following right now. Maybe someday, but
Oh no, I don't have a Twitch following at all.
I think there are 5 people who follow me on Twitch, and there are 5 wonderful people that I know most of them. If you're tuning in and you are able, I would love for you to help us out and share either the Twitch link or YouTube link to your Facebook page. Let people know about it because this is going to be a really fun interview. Let's see. going to Natalie Price channel. We're live right now. Sharing that link. All right.
Mm-hmm.
To Facebook. Okay. I never wanted to do this, like, to like give a play-by-play on what we're doing.
That's okay.
Feels frustrating. But you know what? Technology is frustrating. And I don't want to rant too much about Facebook, but I definitely am pretty frustrated with Facebook generally.
That's where I get all my fans from because they're all my friends.
Let's see, what
Let's
do we
see.
say?
I'm gonna
Streaming live
post
to
it.
Facebook is not working. So here is the live link to our, what are we doing? An interview on YouTube right now.
Chanello. Ray just said cello.
All right. Ray, where are you tuning in from? Because I bet it's not Facebook.
It looks like YouTube.
Joanna, why are your feelings hurt? You're one of the mighty, the five mighty on Twitch. You are basically leading the charge. You are leading the Twitch army, Joanna. You have a very important role. Ray, there is an issue on Facebook, as you have discovered, and it is not. So there is a disconnect. So we're going to make do with what we have. If you have a minute, though, like if you'll share the YouTube link to your Facebook page, that'd help us out.
I shared the Twitch link.
Joanna, there are 5 people on Twitch that I'm very grateful for, and you are one of them. Joanna's calling me out. All right, Erica, let's get to know each other better. So one thing that I really want to know about you is more about your musical background, because I know you now, and I know of your music now. You just released an EP last year, right? In the summer, is that right?
Yes.
Con-
June 2020.
Congratulations, by the way. I hope you're really proud of it. It's a beautiful EP. And Ray
Yes,
Prim
it's
produced it,
awesome.
right?
Yes, he did. He did all the magical things I could ever
Yes.
ask for
In the Ghetto Lounge.
in the ghetto lounge. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you record that pre-lockdown or
No.
post, like during lockdown?
No. No.
Wait,
No. Right?
so before
No.
or after?
2020 was release. No, we started recording in 2019.
Okay. So you did
And
most
then
of your
we got,
parts
and then we
before.
had some like setbacks because some of the horns players were not recording. Anyways, yeah. We did most of that recording in 2019.
Okay, cool.
When things,
Um,
okay, normal.
how did it feel releasing your debut project?
Satisfying.
Besides that it was in a pandemic. What?
It's what I've been doing. It's what I've been wanting to do for a really long time. So, um, getting there was hard. Uh, Ray told me a lot of things that I need for the actual EP and stuff, and I was very resistant to what I wanted because I am stubborn. So I trusted him, and so it took a while, and I didn't think it would ever happen, and very, very grateful for it. It's hard
Awesome.
being a solo artist.
Yeah. What was the best part about releasing that project for you?
To hear these songs come alive, basically, to not just hear just me by myself on a acoustic guitar, to hear everything that each song needs, and being produced, like certain things. I was just like, what, when Ray was telling me you need this or you need this, or just hear this guitar on this one part, I never thought I would put that in a song.
Right.
So it's kind of just like learning.
Yeah. Did you feel like you already knew what you wanted the songs to sound like fully fleshed out, or like you didn't
No,
really know and you were like
had no
following
clue.
Ray? Yeah.
Was following Ray, but then
Yeah.
also being stubborn at the same
I
time.
think I remember him telling me about this too. He's like, Erica Michelle. I was like, all right, well, keep me posted. But I mean, we all go through that too, where you have to learn to trust your producer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, as I've learned, like that's why you choose to work with someone is you like their ears, like what they're hearing, and you got to trust them.
Yeah. And that's why I let him. I was like, fine. It only took probably 2 months for me to trust him. I
Well,
said,
I think it's a beautiful EP. Congratulations.
thank
Five
you.
tracks, right? Five tracks?
4,
Four.
I think. Yes.
And if you want to beautify your Instagram stories, you can select her songs to add to your stories on
You
Instagram.
can.
And yeah. Well, what about your, like, how long of have you been wanting to do this? How long have you been wanting to release that EP? Because for me, it was like 15 years. It seems like. I think it was.
I mean,
Joanna asks if your project's on Bandcamp, by the way.
yes, it's on Bandcamp.
And Ray agrees
Um,
that you are very stubborn.
how long I've been wanting to do this to release an EP?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, probably all my life.
Okay.
Um, I
But
mean,
like,
that's what.
but when you were 4, where you're like, I'm gonna release an album of songs I wrote.
Yeah, honestly, at
Really?
probably age 10, I was like, "Mom, I'm gonna have a," because I used to go to a lot of shows, not when I was 10 years old, but a lot of shows because I'm from Austin. I used to
Mm-hmm.
go to a lot of shows around town, like 15 years old, just going to see places, see people play. And I was always just so inspired by these artists and musicians that would play. And I was so obsessed that I was like, man, one day, one day I'm gonna have like a cool like little album. And that was a dream come true last year. So yeah, I
Have you
definitely thought,
celebrated? That's a huge win. I feel like
yeah,
you feel like you've celebrated. You have like let yourself enjoy the moment and celebrate the win, the releasing of the thing, the finishing of the project, the putting
yes,
it into
and
the world.
yes and no, because it was when it was released, it was in the middle of a pandemic. Oh, and still
Right.
are, whatever. But I feel like that was hard releasing the EP and not be able to have a big show with everybody. So no, it's still kind of like sometimes it doesn't even feel like it's out in the world because it was just so
Nothing feels real,
no.
basically. Co-row. Yes. You probably had trouble finding us. There's an issue streaming to Facebook, but I'm glad you found us. Um, well, so tell me about. So you grew up in Austin, which is super cool. I had no idea until I moved to Austin that it was a music city.
Oh really?
That's how out of it I just kind of lived under a rock and let myself stay under a rock. I'm from the Dallas area.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so like tell me about your how did you get into songwriting? Like when did you write your first song? When did you start playing an instrument? How old were you? Like tell me a little bit about your history. Were you from a musical family?
hmm Not from a musical family.
Same.
Was brought up on blues music and metal.
Ah.
My mom was a big metal head,
I feel like
and
you carry on the blues a little bit
yeah,
in your stuff.
yeah.
That's cool. All right.
So she introduced me to music, but she's not like a musical person, like can play instruments and sing and do all sorts of stuff like that. Anyway, I said I wanted to learn the blues guitar, and she got me some lessons at like 14 years old with this guy named Larry Wilson who played guitar for Jimmy LaFave.
All right.
Um, and it was at a church, and he was like, "You stick with this. By the time you hit age 18, you'll be going places." So I took maybe a couple lessons, and then I stopped going, and I
Oh
just started to just
no.
songwrite on my own.
Okay.
Um, and then I don't know, I was a dumb kid. I just was
We were
all
all
over the
dumb
place.
kids.
I
It's
was
all
all over
right.
the place.
We have some people joining us. Kent's here. Joanna says she bought your album already. Back
Oh,
when it came out.
that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, okay, so wait, how old were you when you wrote your first song? Or that you consider your first song?
Mm, 14.
Okay. Do you remember what
It
it was
was
about?
it was about a hooker.
Oh, wow. Mature topics for, junior high. Amazing.
Ah, no, I
Okay.
was walking down the street in Austin, and then I was me and my brother like to get into all sorts of stuff, but there was
Just
this lady, and I was like, I'm gonna write a
approaching
song
you.
about her. No, not approaching me, just like I was just looking off in the distance, and and so I like to write songs about stories that kind of almost
Yeah.
don't pertain to me sometimes, but that was it. I still got the lick and everything on the guitar, the blues
Would
lick.
you, is it still a song you ever play, or is it like, that was
No,
your first song? And yeah. I have yet to meet someone who's like, yeah, I still play the first song I wrote.
yeah.
But I feel like it's worth asking. I don't know why. I just think it's a fun question. Um, well, so when would you say your songwriting matured into songs that you are still proud to play?
Shoot.
As in, like,
It
I guess how
it
many years ago?
matured when I got into that songwriting group.
Oh, so like 2019 or
Yeah,
before? Okay. What about that's interesting to me. What about that? Why do you think your songwriting matured then?
because I was seeing how everybody would write songs and how their techniques and everybody was different. Because me, I had a problem where I would just like play chords on my guitar and then just try to sing something to the chords of the guitar and not think about what I'm writing,
Right.
what I'm playing.
Oh.
So that's when when Ray asked me to join the songwriting group, I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it because I actually would like to learn. Um, so that's I'm still learning how to write music.
We all are. So where do the songs on your EP come from? Do they come from the songwriting group or a
Yeah,
different place?
they all came from the songwriting group.
Ray, how cool is
So
that? Where's
the
Ray?
the ideas, the concepts of the songs came from far a long time ago. So
Right.
I had written some stuff, and then I was like, I'm going to actually write something.
No, that's great, but like they came out while you were in the group is
Yes,
basically how that's
yes,
cool. That's really cool. I would say that songwriting groups helped me to write more songs
yeah,
because you have a deadline. And even
yeah.
though it's like you're not losing money on this, like there is a little bit of shame in getting kicked out of the group, you know?
Hmm.
Like write the song or get kicked out. And it's like enough to like get me writing.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
Same.
We need it as artists. Oh yeah, Joanna says Pat Byrne only started writing a couple years ago too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a
Makes me
cool
feel
one.
better.
Do you know him?
Yes.
Well, tell me a little bit about the first time you remember loving a song, like hearing a song and loving it. Maybe you were probably a kid, and maybe it just lifted you. Maybe it just like caught your attention. But just what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Ben Harper.
Okay,
I
like
think I
how
was
old were you?
15.
Okay,
I think it was a song, "Please Me Like You Want to." I can't. But there's like the guitar in the beginning, and I was just like, man, I played that song over and over and over and burned it on my CD from LimeWire.
nice. Ben
Just
Harper.
played it over and over. Yeah, that song.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is a this is just me curious because a song stands out to me. What is a song you've heard recently? And by recently I mean within the past 5 years. Uh have you heard that from the intro, maybe you could be in a noisy place, you hear it and you're just like love that song. Like something grabs you about it.
God, I can't even think a song that came out within 5 years.
Or one you've heard in the past 5 years. Doesn't have to have come out in the past 5 years. Just like an
Oh,
experience of like being pulled out of a conversation or pulled out of
um, what's it? Tedeschi Trucks Band, Midnight, Midnight in Harlem.
Okay, the song is Midnight in
That's
Harlem.
yes, that. I actually didn't know about that band until Clay Campagna. He's a musician in Austin. He moved back to Hawaii, I think. Anyways, he was telling me that I should cover one of their songs, and I didn't really know who they were. And then he told me that song, and so I listened to that song and that song. Anytime I hear that song, oh my god, it's like a wave of
Whoop.
emotion. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could
There
be having the worst day in the world, and in the beginning of it, I'm just like, this is it.
Yep, there you go. Mine is The Funeral by Band of Horses.
Hey, that's good too.
Just like that like echoey guitar intro is just so like
Yeah. Dee,
beautiful and
dee,
like
dee. Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like um oh yeah, that's really cool. Ray said he heard your song and then he wanted to produce it uh from you being in the group, which is
I can't remember
cool.
what song.
I am not the best at listening to everybody's songs. I'm doing all right just to like make it in with my own
Oh
song. Like I
man, that
can
was my
barely
favorite. That was my favorite part. Listening to everybody's songs.
the
That's
first the first couple of years that I was in it, like I would make it a point to listen to all 80 songs that people submitted. The next day I would like listen at work, be like, "Next.
yeah.
Okay, next." But like, yeah. It just got to a point there where I'm like, I was having trouble getting my own songs out or like my I don't know if that makes sense, but
No,
um
that makes total sense.
well, tell me about a thing that you really want to accomplish sometime within the next 5 years musically. A
Put out
main
an album,
and a full length?
a full length album.
Yeah, rock on. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, if you could play on the same bill as any two other artists, I will say they're alive still. Who would those two artists be? Anybody in the world.
Nora Jones and Amos Lee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be awesome. And what would be your dream venue to play with them?
What's the amphitheater in Colorado? That's
Red
really cool with all the
Rocks.
rocks. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when it happens, I need you to send me tickets because they're expensive. I'll
Oh,
send you this video as a reminder. So remember that one time. Your dreams are coming true. You have to give me tickets now.
that would be so rad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, have you played Peggy's Porch Party?
Yes, Ray invited me out there to play a song, and that was really cool.
Ray was
I
very
that was that made me so nervous.
the Coyotes or Ray playing with Ray, singing with Ray.
Him just telling me, come on
Oh,
down. I was
you
like,
weren't
where the hell
prepared
am I
for it?
going? No, I wasn't prepared for
Oh,
it.
that's so funny, Ray. Yeah. Oh wow, that's really funny. Well, but you did it, and you're better
Yeah,
for
it's
it, right?
awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you get to a place as an artist where you come to recognize opportunity,
hmm
and you come to recognize that you are a total idiot if you do not do the thing that is presented in front of you.
Yeah.
And I think part of what grows us as artists is stepping into that despite whatever fear, nervousness, whatever, and taking that opportunity.
You know,
And like
sometimes I don't even like remember I played. Does that happen to you?
remember you played? What do you mean?
Like when you get like when it's your time to perform, the thrill of it just rushes everything, and then I sometimes don't even remember. It's all like a blur.
Yeah, I don't remember every moment being on stage. But I do try really hard to be in the moment and not be too much in my head.
Oh,
And Ray said you were really great. Um, yeah, I try really hard to at least be present and to read the room and like oftentimes I don't remember that time on stage. Like
yeah.
so I don't know if that's normal or like unfortunate, but that's reality for me too.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready for a couple of pop questions from my little board game here?
Yes.
Have you ever flunked a class?
Yep.
Anything worth sharing about? Was it like high school or
uh,
beyond?
it was pre-calculus, and
In
I
high
didn't
school or
really.
college?
It was high school, and I flunked out of it because I never went to class.
You got away with not going to class in high school?
I didn't need the actual class itself. It was like a kind of a burner class you didn't really need,
Okay,
but I fucked it up and
bummer.
got an F.
Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket?
Yes. 7 years ago.
So technically it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced a wardrobe malfunction? I guess this would be relevant to us, like on stage would be
Yes, I did.
horrifying.
It was at Stay Gold. I did a Amy Winehouse tribute show 2 or 3 years ago, and
What
it was
happened?
I was wearing this really pretty sequence dress, and I didn't have a brassiere underneath, and I was shaking too much, and I had some guy in the front of me like, "Yo," and I was like, "Oh my god, that was great." Someone took pictures. I don't know where they're at.
Oh, dang. That happened to me once at a wedding. Like at the reception. And like, man, I hate strapless dresses. That's all I gotta say. I can't, I don't. Because I like to dance. So like, just give me straps. Because I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance a lot. So. Fortunately, I caught it. I don't think anyone was taking pictures or anything. I caught it and whatever, fixed it. But just like, this is too easy.
I hate.
Straps
Yeah.
are your friend. Straps are my friend.
Straps on my.
Oh man. Okay. Um, what? Do you have a question for me?
Yeah. So you said that you. Why did you move here to Austin if you didn't know about the music?
I moved here for what I was hoping would be a job. At
Mm-hmm.
the time, it was a volunteer slash internship type position, and I was like, no, really, you shouldn't be using clip art in your newsletters. Let me design them for you, and then you should pay me eventually. And so I moved out to Lake Travis. Beautiful
Mm-hmm.
sunrises over Lake Travis. Amazing. I would move back into that little cinder block building in a heartbeat for those
Yeah.
sunrises. But it ended up being a pretty toxic work environment, and I realized they didn't actually want to pay me, so I got out. And during that time, I was there for about 2 years. During that time, so like, I guess I moved here like 10 years ago, like 2010 to 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I was learning, I was doing like graphic design and photography and like stretching myself there. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be a photographer and a graphic designer. I'm going to start my own business. So I moved into the city proper to do that. I'm a musician the whole time, but too afraid to play in front of other people, too afraid to share the art that I'm creating. It
Yeah,
just
that
felt,
was my next
it was
question.
just too, it was too scary. And I met this girl during that 2 years. I was learning that Austin is a music town, and I like went to South by for the first time, and like started to kind of go out to shows and figure stuff out, and like I got involved in a church in the area, and like those people loved music, and so I had learned about other artists, and but I still wasn't in any music circles.
Yeah,
So it took a while for me to figure out how to meet other musicians because I'm pretty shy.
that's
So
how I was.
yeah, so it just,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was kind of late to the game in that sense. It
Oh,
just
me
took me
too.
a little longer. But you know, the thing about it is that the common thread in all our stories as songwriters that I find is that when you're made to be a songwriter, like you can't deny that part of yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
like you will find it eventually. Even if you deny yourself, I tried to make myself a photographer, a graphic designer. I was a math major in school for a while. I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to make myself anything other than a songwriter. And it just doesn't, like, I'm so much happier and more fulfilled when I'm able to work out my life and my experiences into song and to share
Yeah,
that with other people. And so it just, I was late to the game, but like once I got in the game, I've been running. Like I hit the ground running. So like we
never
only
look
have
back.
limited time here on this earth, you know. I'm like, I don't want to waste it. Like, yeah. So
No, I completely agree. That's why
yeah,
I'm doing this.
I think um, joining the songwriting group was really helpful for me to meet people
Yeah.
and to hear everyone's songs and then be like, okay, these 5 people are my favorite, and so I would definitely listen to those 5 people every week, and then
Mm-hmm.
try and get to everyone else. But then I felt bold enough to send them a message like, "Hey, I really love your music. Could we collaborate sometime or like play a show together? Or if you ever need someone to open for you, I'm in." Like, it emboldened me because I was familiar with their art, and I could like comment on it and be like, "I really love what you're doing," or like ask questions about it. And so I think that's how I met Tom Meany too, and Ray Prim, and lots of other folks, Julia Malanta, um, lots of people who've been on the show too. Arielle Leggett is the one who got me into the group. I like was like, "Can you get me an invite into this songwriting group? I need to be in it, I think."
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it
that
was a
was
good, helpful experience for me in that sense. I grew as a social person through the songwriting group.
that's good. I had to go through a lot of open mics.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been going to open mics since 2012.
Yeah.
What was your first open mic?
Cactus Cafe.
That's a great one. That's
Yeah,
such
I
a good
was.
room. What Casey was
Yeah,
leading it.
Casey Crowley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's great. Oh, she should be on the show sometime.
yeah.
Um, my first open mic was actually at a little bar that no longer exists in New Jersey. In a town called Killingworth, or like Killarney, or it starts with a K, something weird. But I have to look it up every time because I always forget. But um, yeah, I flew out there on vacation with some friends, and then I drove up to like meet up with this band that I'd met on Twitter, and
Mm-hmm.
then they recorded one of my songs, and then they lived above a bar, and they're like, "You're gonna play at the open mic tonight, right?" And I'm like, "No, no." Like, oh. I was like, "I don't have a guitar that plugs in. Oh well." And they're like, "You can play." They're like, "You can
Oh
play
my god,
mine," and I'm
that's
like,
my
"Oh
excuse.
my gosh!" And then
That's
I
awesome.
and then I played, and it's like you're supposed to play like 2 songs, but I only had one prepared, so I like played it almost passed out from fear. But I played
Mm.
it, got through it, and everyone was like, "Play another," and I'm like, "Nope," and I just like walked off stage. That was terrifying. But as soon as I was off stage, I was like, "That wasn't so bad. What was I so afraid of?"
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a moment of change.
Yeah,
That was a good night.
clarity.
I have video evidence of it. I
So
found
do
it
I.
really
I have
recently.
video evidence of mine.
Is it
Yeah.
anywhere public?
No. Uh-uh.
All right.
I will definitely put it public though. Maybe
I have
one day.
mine listed privately on YouTube. If you want to see it, I'll let you see it. But
I would totally want to see it.
um, I don't know, cause just in case I lost it, I was like, it needs to live somewhere. It's kind
No,
of bad.
that's no.
It's like
That
I'm very the way that can you tell a difference in the way that you play and perform in the
Oh
past couple
yeah.
of years?
Oh
Like,
my
what's
god,
a thing
yes.
that when you look back, you're like, what was I doing with, what's the XYZ? Like, fill in the blank. What's
Groove.
the groove? What that you're playing?
Yeah, just like feeling it, like because when I first played when I played Cactus Cafe, I was playing this one song called "Up in My Feelings," and there's like a lick that I do, but I couldn't get it because I was sweating and I was freaking out because that's a listening room and the whole place was packed.
That's amazing.
And it was trying to just
Oh,
like figure out how to get into the groove, into the singing, and playing guitar. That was always my problem, playing
it's
guitar
hard,
and singing.
especially when you're scared and you're new to
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah. Um, my first open mic in Austin was at Baker Street Pub and Grill with Just Tiff.
No, yeah,
They were running that one for a long time. Yeah, that was a
it's a
good
cool
one.
place.
I was still that was like the so I played in New Jersey, and then I came back to Austin, and I was like, all right, I got to play open mics in Austin. I got to
Yeah.
do it. And then I wrote a song, like my breakthrough song or whatever. And I was like, this one's different. This one's good. And I was like, if I can finish this song, I'm going to play it tomorrow at an open mic. And so it was like pressure deadline. So I finished the song, and I felt like it was good.
Hmm.
So that was the other thing though that freaked me out. Like you add that much more pressure when it's a brand new song,
Yeah.
like not even 24 hours old. I go and I play it, and then I played the other one that I'd played the week before. So I only had two songs.
Hmm.
And the song the new song was about being single and being okay with it. Like it's a sweet song. It's not like sassy or like whatever. It's just like, but it's singing about being single. And like in the
Hmm.
middle of the song, I look up and like the entire audience is like male, like all men, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening? What am I doing right now? Like, so I like pretty much disappeared real quick after this set. Like, I'm not. It's not an advertisement. Like, not looking. Like, I'm good. It just. Yeah. It sounds like. Did you ever play at Strange Brew? Because if you did, Joanna probably posted a clip of
No,
you.
it was. I actually live in that part of town, and I actually wanted to play there, but I was too freaking nervous every time. Last time I was at
Aw.
Strange Brew, I saw Ian Moore play there.
Nice.
So, man, that place was awesome. Loved it.
Joanna, did you go to the open mics? I think it was like Sunday nights, maybe. Were you there posting clips from the open mic, or were you at the main shows? That's my question. Because I actually did play at Strange Brew before it shut down. That's where I met Kate Howard.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Um. Well.
open mics. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Joanna, you might have a clip of me from like a long time ago. Wow, that's crazy. Well, okay, so I'll make myself answer a couple of these weirdo questions, and then do you have a song that you're ready to play?
Yeah.
Cool. Have I used a friend to get close to someone else? I mean, yes, but it never works out. And I feel horrible. So like I can't live with that. So like I'm probably these days in danger of being the complete opposite. Like even if I'm afraid to use my connections, if that makes sense. Like I have connections and I'm afraid to ask to
Yeah.
be connected because I'm like I never want anyone to feel like they're being used by me. That's just like a really gross feeling. And it's probably why I'm scared to move to some cities like LA or Nashville. Woo!
Oh, you want to move to Nashville?
Um, of all of the cities that are music cities or like
Hmm.
career cities, which the ones you hear about most often are LA, Nashville, and New York City.
Hmm.
Um, the only one I think that I would be okay in is probably Nashville.
Let's
That's the only
go.
one that
I'm
sounds
ready to
even
move.
remotely attractive to me. What?
I said, let's go. I'm ready to move.
Are you gonna do it?
I want to move there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we should keep talking about this offline because, yeah. Have I ever started a rumor? For sure.
Yeah,
And I'm here
everybody.
for it. No, I'm kidding. Um, no, I just mean like, okay, so there's this thing I've been thinking about recently. I did start a rumor in high school. It was on April Fools. So it was like for April Fools.
Hmm.
But I had to like make this like elaborate lie and it was really dumb. So it didn't really start any rumors. But um, rumors have gotten started really easily about me dating people. And it's just because, like, I happen to be at a place with a person. And this really weird thing happens. Uh, has this ever happened to you where somebody assumes that you're dating a person that you're standing next to? And they ask you
Yeah.
about it, like at an event? How long have y'all been dating?
Yeah, that actually happened recently with my friend, and I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for a long time, and that happened with me and my guy friend, and that was really freaking awkward.
You're like, who are
I'm
you? I
like,
just met you.
nah.
I've been, people, so there's this thing that happens. People assume, I don't know how to describe it. People assume that I am intimately acquainted with whoever I'm standing next to.
Hmm.
For example, I went to a wedding a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, and I I mean, I was a wedding date, but like I knew everybody at the wedding. Like that's why it was a wedding date, because like it was small, so I just didn't get an invite. My friend's like, "Well, come with me, be my date." And I'm like, "Cool." I didn't. It was the most fun wedding date ever because I knew everybody, you know, and it was like a musician's wedding, and like the the band was super great, you know, and like it was just so much fun. But I didn't think about. I mean, it does happen if you're at a wedding with someone. Like I guess there are assumptions about that. Anyways,
Yeah.
so there were a few comments like at the wedding, like we were going to the after party, and one girl's like, "You got yourself a good man," and I was like, "How long have y'all been dating?" And I'm like, "We haven't ever. Like, I guess today. I don't know." Like it was like very. And then we were we went to the after party downtown, and we went into this bar, and it was a tiny bar, and there were like maybe I don't know 10, 15 people in there, and the bride and groom were there, and the bride was wearing her giant white dress, like gorgeous, like
Yeah.
they're there. So me and my friend like walk around the corner and are standing waiting for our drinks, and this woman who wasn't with the wedding party walks up to me and says, "Oh, did you two just get married?" Like,
Why?
I know, like of all the questions you could lead with, and I was like, I could think of three or four, like, why are y'all dressed up? Are y'all all together? Like that would be more appropriate than that question. And I'm like, no, the girl in the white dress just got married. Like, what do you say? You know, I'm like, why would you? And I felt awkward because I'm like, we're not even dating. Like it, I don't know. It was. I apologized later because I was like, I mean, actually, that happens to me a lot. People will just like ask a question like that. How long have y'all been
Hmm.
dating? And I'm like, we just met 20 minutes ago. Uh,
Got
or
that
like, oh, that's
chemistry.
my brother. Like, but thanks for. One person asked me when I was a kid. I was like 14, I think, and I was at this event with my family, and I was holding my toddler younger sister who was significantly younger than me, but I was like
Hmm.
14, and someone asked me if I was my dad's wife. And I was like,
Oh my God,
no,
that's
my
too
mom's over
cool.
there. And I was like so embarrassed. Like, what? Do I just look like I am the significant other of who? Like, it's just a weird. It's funny to me now because, like, it just, I'm used to it at this point, but it's like,
Hmm.
do I just have like a face that's like, I am taken by whoever I'm standing next to? You know, like, or like, is it something I exude that exudes intimacy? Because, like,
That's probably it.
I don't mind that because I feel like I am always looking for like an interaction of depth as
Hmm.
opposed to interactions that are like shallow. But it's at this point it's like a running joke, and I'm like
Yeah.
I could probably like offer some kind of like, hey friend, if you ever need someone to help you start a rumor, just like take me somewhere. Like you know, to a mixer that you just want somebody on your arm for the night, like I can do that for you, and like there's nothing happening, but like I'll show up and just, you know, eat
Get
food.
paid
And
for it.
that
Make a business.
that's would maybe be questionable, but I mean,
No.
it's that would be fun for me because I'm like there's no pressure.
I would do
I'm
it.
just, yeah, you would.
Yeah, if I my boyfriend wasn't so sensitive.
I mean, I could see how that wouldn't be cool. I mean, I'm single, so it's like not a big deal, but
Hmm.
it's just I think it's funny like the assumptions people make. I don't know. Anyways, that was a very long rant on recent musings, but
Yeah, Ray's
and people,
getting sleepy.
Ray, we're like right on time, Ray. I don't know what you're complaining about. Um, well, what song are you gonna play for us?
So um, this song is not fairly new, but it's gonna be put on the album. This song is actually about. I wrote this about going to Nashville
Okay,
last year. Um, and it's just me and my friend hanging out and going to Nashville and kind of auditioning for something and just
for the show Nashville.
always No, always, always just following the dream.
I'm going to remove myself from the stream briefly and I'll be right back when you're done.
Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. Big sun smiling in the mirror. Took all it had from me. Clear skies guiding the road. Memphis, Tennessee. The highways filled with laughter. Tears from my eyes. From a dream that always seemed out of reach. And all my doubts left. Oh, and all my hanging fish on my head is gone. As I head back to the city that don't know me anymore. Oh, I look up to the sky and breathe. 'Cause a lonely road will never leave. I gotta get somewhere to leave. And I can't hide anymore while the sun is speaking to me. Walking down Union Avenue, you by my side, talking things and how they used to be, make me feel alive. Writing our names on the wall, hoping someone will find them soon. And all my doubt is left. Oh, and all my hanging fish on my head is gone. As I head back to the city that don't know me anymore. Oh, I look up to the sky and breathe. 'Cause a lonely road won't ever leave. I gotta get somewhere to leave. And I can't hide anymore while the sun is speaking to me. Ooh, to me. I'm not ready to go, but I gotta fly. 'Cause the lonely road never leave. I gotta get somewhere to leave. And I can't hide anymore. The sun is speaking.
Awesome. Let's see. While we were, you got at least a new follower on Instagram. While you were playing, I also tried to reshare to Facebook, and it is a lost cause tonight.
That's all
That's
right.
okay. That's all right. It's okay. It's all right. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna play that song that I tested out for you earlier.
Yes, that's good.
Or I could play a very brand new one.
Brand new.
Brand new?
Yeah.
It's okay. It is. I wrote it yesterday, actually. Very brand new. It's like a repeat of 2012. Just kidding. Okay, and then do you want me to leave you in the stream, or do you want to leave? What would you like? Would you like to stay on screen, or would you like to not be on screen?
You can put me off the screen.
Okay. All right. I'll bring you back in just a little bit. Okay. This one is called Yes, Everyone. By the way, Michelle, look at all these claps. Everyone loved your song, including Koro. Yes. This one is called Searching for a Home. And I need to be able to hear myself. And we didn't sound check this one earlier, so I gotta play nice with the mic. And it's kind of about the now and the journey to Austin, and hope you like it. I reach for a cigarette, but I don't smoke. I start to send you a message, but I don't. The heart of Texas is covered in snow, and I'm searching for a home. The city's concrete jungle was overgrown. The hill country's lakeside, too alone. The dunes of suburbia felt too close, so I'm still searching for my home. I looked for it in church, but I felt unknown. Then at a 9 to 5, I became a drone. So I picked up a guitar mouse is stuck. Weird. My hands are too cold. Oh my gosh, I can't bring you back in the stream. I'm stuck. Oh, almost. There you are.
That was a good tune.
Thanks. Was going for like the gospel kind of country ballad feel on that one.
Yeah, definitely felt it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Joanna. Well, and thank you, Erica Michelle, for being my guest tonight on a Monday night, hanging out, singing some beautiful notes and melodies and words, sharing some of your story.
Thanks for having me.
Laughing together. I've appreciated it. Yeah. Bye, Ray. Ray's out.
Bye, Ray. Go to sleep.
Well, I shared your Instagram in, but I will share it again right now to all of the folks watching and all of the streams. You are Erica Michelle Music on Instagram. And
Yes.
People should give you a follow and stay tuned because you've got some big, bright things in your future. And I'm holding you to it. I need tickets to Red Rocks when you play with Nora Jones and Amos Lee. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, that'd be a dream.
Right now, I expect this to happen and I expect tickets. Just one ticket's fine, but two would be great.
If that ever happened, you would get VIP.
Yes. Yes, please. Okay. Well, have a good night. Thank you again for joining me. And thanks everyone else for tuning in. Joanna, Ray, Kent, Koro. Who else was here? Several people. Fuel 198 was here for a minute. I said Kent, right? All right. Shamrock Defibrillator. That's also Ray. Nice. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And if you enjoyed the show, please share it, this link on Facebook, because no one on Facebook got to join us tonight. So yeah, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you later.
Bye.